Techniques, lures, patterns, structures, all can make a bite special, but they're all just parts. Pieces of the true experiences and memories we as outdoorsmen grow to cherish every time we step off the dock or out onto the ice.
Jimmy, let's go get one.
A favorite lure, reel, a favorite spot, a best friend. Friends are as big a part of what makes our time out here as special as anything, sometimes perhaps more than anything. Jim Hudson wasn't just any fisherman, he was every man's fisherman. He never claimed to know the most or be the best. He just loved the outdoors and spending all the time he could being a part of them. Not just a nice guy, but a genuine friend and one heck of a good stick. Sadly, Jim was taken from us in an ice fishing accident on Lake Superior this year when his snowmobile went through the ice. Jim may be gone, but his spirit, his simple love for fishing will always live on for those of us who knew him and those of you who may just be getting to know him, thanks to memories like this one with Pete and Josh, of which we are more than happy to share. So come with us and get your next bite.
I'll miss you on and on, my friend, until we meet and fish again in the promised land.
Just looking for the next bite, next bite, next bite. Just looking for the next bite. Yes, we
Fall musky fishing is some of the best fishing that the season has to offer. Unlike the golden 3 weeks in September, however, when water temps are still warm enough for working baits faster and shallow, true fall musky fishing means cold water, which also means semi-deeper fish, and often fish who are a bit harder to convince into chasing anything moving too fast.
Got all the wind blowing around here and had to get another... Oop. Get him in there, Jimmy. All right.
It really is a game of cat and mouse, except in this case, the mouse has some serious teeth.
He doesn't have a whole lot of dental work. Probably why he was trying to munch on old Freddy. That is a nice fish. Pretty, too.
And is quite a heck of a lot bigger than the cat. But Pete's approach to finding fish isn't having some secret spot up his, Josh's, or Jim's sleeve.
Oh, wow.
It's just putting in time covering water. But the key is doing it as smartly as they can to really work each spot over as best as possible.
For the late fall pattern, as far as what you want to target, it's a little bit deeper spots. Deeper edges, deeper shorelines, sharp breaks into the main basin is just a real good general rule. The other thing that's really different, where we're actually running 3 live baits a day, because we can legally do that here in Wisconsin. You're legal to have 3 lines per person. When I'm working a sharp break, whether it be a main lake structure or a shoreline like we're fishing right now, rather than just going in a straight line, I'm constantly moving in and out, kind of bumping up against the main edge, out again. You'll see a zigzag pattern of a previous trail where we're back fishing the same shoreline, and you can see it's very irregular. And that's what I'm doing, though. I'm constantly checking, bouncing in and out, trying to pattern where the fish are and just possibly trigger a fish that may be following one of the live baits, too.
The effectiveness of mixing live bait and casting is actually working both ways.
Just didn't want to go fast.
Not only are Pete, Jim, and Josh looking to trigger muskies who might be following their live bait,
Run under the boat.
but the live bait is acting as a plan B for muskies that are following in their lures as well.
Something's on the sucker. Who's up? Who's up? Who's up?
Take your Jim.
All right. We always like to try different things structure-wise, and we actually moved in a little bit shallower than we had been working to kind of a sharp-breaking weed line here. So we're actually casting up over the weeds and running the live bait along the weed edge. And happened to look up and see what Jim was hollering about. Jim was throwing a bucktail. The one thing that we do while he's figure eight and I can still see that fish is we always like to have one live bait right over the side of the boat, and that's specifically for those follows. You're hoping that fish, if it doesn't hit the lure, it's going to turn off and hit that live bait. So I'm kind of watching Jim figure eight, and I'm watching that rod, and when that fish finally disappeared and he said it was going that way, you know, I checked it a little bit, but, you know, there was nothing there. It didn't even seem nervous. And I got another rod out here with a sucker on that's got a lot of extra line. And I figure for sure that sucker is down in the weeds. You know, it's only about 16, 17 feet of water. And I pick up the rod and it feels just like weeds, but then all of a sudden the weed goes boom, boom. I'm like, oh, pleasant surprise here. Got him. Attaboy. I'll get the net. I wonder if that's the one you just raised.
I think so.
There he is. Kruger did it!
Kruger!
We love the
Kruger! Well, Pete, let's take a look at this guy.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, Jim. Hang
Oh,
on.
yeah. He's a nice little guy anyway.
What are you talking about, little one, man? That's a nice fish.
Yeah, it's decent. You know, the thing that was cool about him is he fought hard. I just love him in the fall, how hard they fight.
Oh, that's a real nice fish. I'll tell you what, I hate to really admit to this, but I spent a lot of days where I'd kill for one of those.
It's a good fish. Let's get him back.
Oh, yeah. Nice hook set, by the way.
There he goes.
Out of there.
The next bite is presented by Mercury. Amsoil, the first in synthetics. Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Berkeley, catch more fish.